Till today, I have posted hundreds of videos just to help people out. I started back a long time ago when I was in 8th or ninth grade. See, I saw this guy who was, doing the beatbox and stuff. I really found it, quite interesting and something to jump right into that. And I did, but there was no one to guide me. So I learned even the three basic sounds of by myself in 3 months. That I can teach people just by breaking down the entire thing, and I can teach people that, and they can have a grip on it within a week. So after going through that hurdle, after my 1 year in a beatbox, I thought there's no one to fill that gap in my society. And as people didn't know the English so very well in our local area, so I chose myself to be the one to provide valuable lessons, beatbox lessons and classes to those people to fill out that empty gap that I had once fell into. That's what happened with me. I started to post content on YouTube. Okay, these were these videos who were breakdown of each and every beatbox sound, along with that the patterns to go on the routine with. After that, I changed my niche. I was into blogging. I was providing good content. Alongside that, I was practicing my editing skills. So after that, when I completely shifted each and everything, when I was back maybe in the university, when I got admission, or maybe a little bit previous than that, I got into graphic design, because at that time, at that particular moment, I wanted to shift myself from just posting on YouTube and doing this stuff, but to actually enter into the practical life and do something for my own self. Okay, so what happened is that at that time I started to learn these skills such as graphic designing, and after that my journey continued, and I did learn it for a year. I used to remember that I maybe did 3 to 4 different courses on that. Okay, so I was in a journey that I was wanting to learn the skills so that I can do something for myself. Afterwards, as I got into the entrepreneurship, before that, when I was learning the skills, I got the idea of doing a job, and then my mindset shifted. It was a big shift in mindset. I thought about freelance and stuff, and then I got to know about traditional businesses. They run very well, and they can actually make my circumstances better. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do the freelancing, and until I get so much amount of money that I can invest in the traditional business, I'm going to do that freelancing. Okay, and after that I'm going to jump into the traditional business so that I can make my my circumstances and my family circumstances way better. So that's a thing that I think that most of us go through. Okay, we think of the job, maybe we think of freelancing, so everyone has different experiences, but I think that's a kind of similar path we all go through. So afterwards, when I was introduced to entrepreneurship by Ajan Lay, and I don't know, hey man, if you're seeing this video, a big shout out to you. Well, so what happened that when he introduced me to freelancing, the entrepreneurship, so it was we were building Outrace at that time. We were in the early phases of the Outrace, and I started to learn. Now I had, back in 2024, I had a lot of skills. Okay, I do have the mindset of an entrepreneur. I do have the graphic designing, the user experience and flow, the prototyping and stuff. So these were great skills that I was having. What happened is that for the Outrace, I initially started to post content on LinkedIn. I had an account, but I started to post on LinkedIn for Outrace. So in order to make my company and my own image better for Outrace, and to attract the right kind of people who are my people and who I can really actually serve. So what happened that I started to have a real problem there, because I was seeing that sometimes I do have ideas, sometimes I don't, like regarding the posts and stuff. So I just wanted to build a system that can make the overall posting easy for me. In essence, we can say that. Afterwards, there was another thing that was in my consideration. It was that I didn't, I was not being so much consistent in posting, and each and every post I was throwing, it was just, not compounding at all. So I don't mean in terms of engagement. I don't mean in terms of likes and stuff, the comments and stuff. I was talking about the real growth, okay, the real connectivity between people. So that was lacking there. So afterwards, at that point, it was a pivot. It was a subtle shift in my things, in my management, that I have to build a system for myself. Time passed by. I used to work on Obsidian. I used to manage my each and everything there. Then I shifted to Notion and I started to build these systems there. Okay, so it's not about really about the application which you use, but it's more about like how do you come up with the ideas. So I came up with a lot of different ideas. So time by time, I was utilizing the knowledge. So in the early starting, I used to have this raw Notion page in which I just wrote each and every idea. I made posts around that. Boom, empty. Afterwards, I made a content calendar of the entire month so that I can post consistently regarding my niche and stuff. That I got a little bit into the advices of the so-called gurus to post about this, post about that, the AI and stuff. So I said no immediately. After just a short period of time, I said no, that ain't gonna work for me. Okay, I have to, I am not that kind of person. Okay, I can use AI as a leverage that I'm also doing right now. So, but I don't have to make my own voice as an AI voice. I don't want to be, talking like an AI voice. I don't want people to feel that. So what happened is that afterwards, I built the entire system. I said, this is the idea, and I can maybe make a YouTube video around it. I can maybe post on LinkedIn around it. I can maybe post on Instagram around it. So I took the idea, I just wrote the scripts, refined that, write the LinkedIn posts, and I used to post that stuff. So it was very inconsistent kind of thing. After a lot of iterations, I have finally come up with a great system that doesn't make my content just so much easier, but also it helps me provide the most valuable experiences in forms of content for all of you. If you are watching this video right now, if you are coming straight from my newsletter where I provide most of my value, and then secondly, if you are coming here from Medium, LinkedIn, wherever you are coming from, this is an entire content ecosystem. So how I build and what I build, and most importantly, you already know why I built that. So what I built and how I built it, So right now, what's the current system? I just go on. I do have a structure. Now, what happened? How did that happen? The important points, the process, each and everything. These are like 5 to 6 things that I have empty space as soon as I create a new page. So that's called the raw experience. I don't do anything. I just go on and write my raw experience. Let's suppose this content ecosystem. So this was my raw experience, right? I just wrote it down. And now I have this raw experiences page that I exported. I do have this PDF. What I do is that I create a main memo, source memo out of it. So it's the raw experiences now. Then it is a structured way that I can share my raw experiences. So it is the entire structure. So from the raw experiences, I got the source memo. So after that source memo, I'm going to make a content architect file by using Claude. Okay, you can use each and everything. So I use Claude for that. I generate the content architect, which is going to define how my YouTube video is going to sound like. That is not right now. I'm not following the script right now. Okay, I'm just being raw because I don't have right now so much of the time, because I'm having the time management shoot right now. But I promise the upcoming videos time to time are going to be better in forms of editing, because I want you to know we are starting from scratch, right? We are starting from scratch once again. You can see the paint is not on my wall, so we're starting very raw. So what after that is that we do have this content architecture that provides a YouTube, the YouTube material. This is the one file that I plug into 4 or 5 of these engines. Engine number 1 is the YouTube video. So I just take this, put this, hit the enter, it just generates each and everything. The YouTube video description. Bless me. So YouTube video description, the title, each and everything like for the YouTube video. Afterwards, it writes me the entire email that I want to send to my email subscribers that is having the most valuable experience that I have to share. After that, that's gonna write me also a Medium article. Okay, so it's like the YouTube, then the newsletter and the article. Then we do have a resource layer. Okay, so I'm coming to the resource in a bit. Then we do have this layer on which I generate the content for my social media, whether if it is X, Instagram, or LinkedIn. So I do generate all of this. So it's like one thing, I just write down my raw experience and I generate all of these things. So now coming back onto the free resource or the resource. So what is this resource thing? Resource is basically, whatever I am sharing right now. So I want to put this into a file that can help you in order to have the same tools, same experiences that I do have without wasting those years. So if I had been facing this problem since 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, so it's like 8 years. I don't want you to struggle for 8 years. I want you to have it right now. Okay, just serve, you have to eat. So that's how the system works. And this system really, when I have to make a resource out of it, that's the filter point. That I do write a lot of experiences, but if I cannot make a video or a free resource out of it, okay, then I don't process it further, because I know either this experience is not yet completed, or maybe it is not worth sharing. I really value your time and my people's time. I don't say target audience, I don't have any. I say my people, you are my network. So if you're watching this video, big shout out to you as well. So how did I make this Claude engines of YouTube, Kit, Medium, social media, the resource? It is a very long story, okay? And it's like I made these, when I was writing about my own self, how do I talk, what are my preferences, each and everything, the personal growth and stuff. So I used to go throughout the quests and I write them all down. So I just made a file out of that, and then I just plugged it so that it can have me and my voice, so it can talk about it, and then an entire prompt, then what it has to generate, what are the criteria, what are the rules I have to follow, what are the obligations, each and everything. So that resource is will be linked into the description, maybe in a day or two. If you don't see it in a day or two, just make sure we are connected on Instagram. I would post a story on my Instagram, or like if you are on YouTube, you can also make sure that you subscribe me, because I now will be coming up with this kind of valuable content. Okay, so that's the important major point here, that I don't just generate the content, I provide valuable things that I am experiencing in building my entire life from scratch to a $1 billion lifestyle. So in essence, by using the system that if you want, I am giving you right away, by using the system, you have to set up it once, you have to take the time and dedication to set up it once, and then your iteration for every week is going to be just writing your raw experience. Okay, so it's going to do each and every heavy lifting for you. And if you are acquainted with the N8N and you do use that, you can actually automate this entire sequence. Alongside that, the way I do free resource, I don't want you to do free resource. If you want to earn money, you can do it. I don't want to make money out of this. Okay, that's not my intention. So what you can do is that you can position this free resource into a paid resource. You can actually alter the system and you can make it on your own, and you can add or remove things according to your preference, and you can end up with a system that connects your each and every social media together like content ecosystem. It will improve your SEO, it will improve your credibility, acknowledgement with people, and having a good network. Alongside that, you'll be making money. So if you want the resource, it will be in the comment in the description. If not, just make sure we are connected on Instagram, and just do make sure we are subscribed, so that my every resource is delivered to you, so that you can either help yourself or the people you know. With that being said, may your day be as bright as your smile. Peace out.